Hello, Dr. Arrington, Dr. Moore, and fellow classmates. Thank you for tuning into our HPI project update. I'm Landy Winder, and I've worked with group members Paul Winder, Christopher James, Stephanie Post, Susan Thomas, and Alice Cunningham. So our organization is a company called BC Airco, and they are an HVAC service company with 5 offices in the town of Nahunta, Georgia, primarily servicing residential areas, though there are some commercial areas that they do service, commercial businesses. The office is composed of 20 staff members, 6 service technicians, 4 installation technicians, 2 sales representatives, and 8 office staff, which includes the service technician coordinator. The goal is that we want the technicians to increase the number of jobs completed per day. That is the performance problem. We are not getting to enough jobs per day. Service technicians currently are operating at a 40% efficiency rate. However, we want to boost that to a 50% efficiency or higher rating. To do this, we're going to focus on reducing time spent traveling to and from jobs, completing jobs correctly the first time to avoid callbacks, and providing better, faster service and keep costs down. There were 4 points of data collection that we used to help guide us. One was a survey of all the service technicians, and we used that survey to quantify the current performance as well as identify potential causes of the issue. We interviewed the service technician dispatcher, and we used that to identify potential causes and understand the context and environment within which the jobs were being done. Gather and analyze company data on scheduling, hours, and efficiency. We use that to quantify current performance. And lastly, collect and evaluate industry standards using market research data. And we use this to see where our goal should be, to understand the ideal performance goal, which is where we got that 50% or higher from. So through our analysis, there are a lot of things that we found ultimately about the workplace, that these technicians are working at residential areas. They have a van, tools at their disposal. Feedback is gained by word of mouth, or there's an online review option if the customer chooses to use that. The way that a technician performs is directly associated or connected to their pay, because they receive incentive pay as well as hourly rates. So if they don't do well, that incentive pay may not be there, and that will affect their income. We also looked at what the goals of the work was, the skills that they needed. This is an ever-growing industry, and so those skills need to continually be honed in, and they get that practice on the job through training every single day. Our gap analysis, we looked at our actual performance, which has already been mentioned. We were at a 40% efficiency rate, and the desired performance was a 50%, so there's a 10% performance gap. And again, we established that 50% rate by looking at the industry standards, which we received from EGIA data. So ultimately, technicians are not meeting the desired targets for efficiency, and this is a couple of different issues why: lack of time, lack of resources, lack of knowledge. So our goal is to fix that issue, and we have 3 recommendations for how to do that. 1, create service zones. So we're going to take the large service area and break it down into smaller regions and help that to be more attainable for service technicians to service a particular area in a particular time frame. Our second recommendation is to decrease the number of callbacks. So focus on doing the job right the first time to eliminate the need for callback and having your technicians out multiple times for the same job. Recommendation number 3 is spiraling training opportunities so that the technicians can consistently be exposed to training that is needed to make them better so that they can do the job right the first time. That is our project update. Thank you so much for tuning in.